Hey, I just finished watching a really interesting documentary. It's called Human version 2.0. It's a BBC documentary from 2006, and if anybody has a chance to watch it, I would suggest informative. Basically, it talks about how scientists are unlocking the secrets of the human brain, and that basically in the future that we'll be able to download our thoughts and store our memories on computers as well as interface with them. Like around the same time that computers reach the same power level as our brains, the same computing power as our brains, we'll interface with them. And you can already see it. I mean, you know, people are pretty much attached to their smartphones. Even now they have like the smart watches. I see it here in Bangkok. Everybody has a smartphone, and it's pretty much like an addiction. People have told me they don't feel right without them. Like they feel lost without them. And they even have like battery packs, you know, that they take with them everywhere so that they can keep using it. And you know, if it dies, it's to them it's like almost like they die. You can see how we're almost like starting to slowly merge with the technology. Anyways, one of the most interesting parts in this documentary is there's a professor called Professor Hugo Degaris, and he's a artificial brain builder, and he says that later this century, machines will be trillion times above the human level, and they will have a godlike intellect, and he calls these machines artilects or artificial intellects. And he's questioning himself, like whether, even though he's fascinated by the technology as a physicist, he's questioning whether we should really be building them, because they may end up turning on us Terminator style and basically seeing us as being insignificant and worthy of death. And that it can lead to a major war, which will cause what he calls a Gigadeath, which means billions of people dying, fighting over this technology and with this technology. The beginning salvos of this war already began in 1978 by the Unabomber, and they talk about this in the documentary, you know, that he was against technology. They believe that the brain-machine interface that they're trying to bring about is actually majorly funded by DARPA, which is the Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, which you all know is, you know, involved in robotics and you know, all types of very cutting, leading edge technological advances that have application in military technology. So you know, it has to do with that they're trying to form a sort of super soldier. And Ted Kaczynski had some interesting quotes in this documentary. He says, "You cannot get rid of the bad parts of technology and keep the good parts. The system cannot be reformed to reconcile freedom with technology. The only way out is to dispense with the industrial technological system altogether." Obviously, that's what he was trying to bring about. And the scientist, he said also that Ted Kaczynski at the time was looked at as a psychotic, but very soon in the future he might be looked upon as a hero. And it's interesting, you know, coming from someone who's so involved in that, you know, and obviously has a lot of inside information. He knows what's coming up. Technology will modify and transform humans in ways we can only imagine. I mean, the potential is limitless, right? I mean, the things that they can do with technology, and once it starts merging with our brain, once they can map the brain and they understand more about it, it's going to be very scary. You know, pretty much the brain is one of the last frontiers that we have. You know, and as humans, I guess we're driven out of curiosity to want to understand and dominate everything in the known world. But just look at what we've done to everything that we have explored, the oceans, the earth. You know, we've polluted and destroyed it all and corrupted it. You know, do you really think it's going to be any different once we understand the power of the brain? I mean, do you really think that we're going to use it for good? I mean, it seems like humans want to turn everything into some sort of weapon or money-making machine or some method of control. I mean, do you really think that the good will outweigh the bad? Or they'll use it, in order to enslave us further and dominate us further. If that technology of the control of the brain gets into the wrong hands, it really could destroy the humanity as we know it. It will give us too much power. That's what a lot of the scientists in this documentary were worried about. It's just so much power to understand really completely the human brain and to have machines that are more powerful than it. I don't know, that's what I think. What do you guys think? And really, I would suggest you watch this documentary. I'll try to put a link to it. Thanks.